Many corn farmers across the state are watching their crop dry in the fields.
And that means the harvest is about to begin. This week, TWILA's Karl Wiggers introduces us to a farmer in North Louisiana who's working closely with Case IH to make harvest better for all.
Combines are beginning to slice through cornfields at Hard Bargain Farms in Epes, Louisiana. Robert Warren is a partner and the operations manager here on the farm. So far, he's pleased with the production of this corn.
You know, for dry land, that's what we're cutting some of that now is dry land, so our yields are coming in fairly well.
Considering the wet spring, Warren remains optimistic about this year's crop.
I don't think we'll nearly have the crop we've had the last 2 years, but we've had some record crops the last in 14 and 15. I don't see exceeding that, but I think we're going to have I would say, above average corn crop.
Hard Bargain Farms is a sprawling 10,000-acre farm producing corn, soybeans, and rice. To harvest all of those acres, Warren depends on Case IH equipment. For this reason, he welcomes a team from CNH Industrial to his farm to run field tests on Case IH harvest equipment. Zachary Harmon is a field test engineer who works year-round to refine the combine that will end up on farms right here in Louisiana and around the world.
Without the farmers and stuff, we wouldn't be able to do our job and we wouldn't be able to release a good product. I mean, you can only do so much in a lab environment. You don't see near the conditions that you can see out in the field. And I mean, there's a huge difference from testing down in Louisiana to testing up in Wisconsin. I mean, so you get all these different conditions that you can only see if you have farmers like Hard Bargain that's willing to let us come down here and do our work on their farms and stuff.
This Louisiana farm offers the group a unique setting to run their tests.
This is the hottest place we go to pretty much.
Humidity has a huge factor in a harvest, you know, with the moist and the damp air that we have. It's something they're not used to.
We see a lot of greener corn here, so the wet corn and stuff, they do a little bit more of that here because you get into your hurricane season or something like that. They're trying to get it out of the field and stuff, so you can get a lot of that condition down here, which is really helpful for us because the wet corn is some of the hardest stuff you could ever harvest.
For Warren, the advantage to seeing these tests happen right here on his farm is really simple.
If it doesn't work on my farm, it's not going to work. You know, they can do all they want to in the plant, in the factory, in the engineering department, but if it doesn't work out here on the farm, they hadn't done anything. So it's a benefit to us.
Not only does this partnership benefit Warren and his peers with better equipment today, but future generations of farmers will reap even greater rewards. For Warren, that next generation farmer can be found right here. His son Ty is at the wheel of this Case IH 9230, one of Hard Bargain's 2 combines in the field today.
To see him grow up in this, and I mean, he's been driving tractors since he was 5, 6 years old, you know, and to see him where he is now, and I don't hesitate 1 minute to put him on anything out here, whether it be a combine, a big truck, a dozer, a tractor, planter, whatever. But to being right here beside me all these times, you know, it's just been a wonderful, wonderful profession to be raised in.
Located just north of Delhi, Louisiana, Hard Bargain Farms felt the impact of the spring flooding like many farmers across that part of the state. Warren says around 13 to 15 inches of rain fell on the farm in the initial downpour. In March, he lost nearly 1,500 acres of corn to the heavy rains. Many of those acres he replanted were right in the middle of fields. This makes harvest tougher on Warren today. Warren has already harvested the earlier corn that survived the spring rains, so now he has to send his machines back into that same field to finish the job. With the number of acres Warren still has to harvest, time is now the issue he is more concerned with.
We had to cut around to start with, and then we had to take the time out of our day now to go back and get it. So yeah, sure, it takes time. Any time that you're turning around on the end of the field, you know, or turning around out in the middle of the field, you're losing time. But then again, like I said, that we got to go back to it, and now we've moved on to other fields, we got to go back and get those spots. It's pretty time consuming.
Warren expects to crank up the pace and be in drier corn beginning next week. I drove past a lot of corn on the way to his farm yesterday, and I feel sure that he's not the only one starting the long days of harvest next week. I know my dad's one of those, and there's lots of farmers in corn country that is getting that way.
I know a lot of you guys up there, corn, soybean, all of the grain farmers, I know that they're just ready for this season to be in the books.
They really, really are.
Well, great story, Karl Wiggers.
Still to come on TWILA, we do something very dangerous. Talk about politics and agriculture online.
Stay with us.